Supersets, when I go to the gym, it's like, they say, oh, only work out one muscle group at a time. I tend to work out more. It's like, that's boring to me.
Yeah.
But it teaches me fitness. It's a way of discipline. It's discipline for me. It's a lifestyle.
Welcome to the SupersetYourLife.com podcast, your weekly dose of inspiration, entertainment, and education to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym.
All right, so we got Taryn Luquin on this episode. She is the founder of Southern California's large and rapidly growing tanning company called Paradise Airbrush Tanning, a flawless mobile spray tanning service specializing in weddings, bodybuilding, and much, much more. Taryn was kind enough to sponsor my most recent competition in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Without question, the best that I've was able to look on stage. So thank you very much for that. They are the official tanning service of many natural bodybuilding shows throughout the United States. So you want to mark your calendar for these. First one is the SoCal Uproar. This is a WNBF sanctioned event, professional natural bodybuilding, and that's going to be on July 24th, 2021. There is the UNBA Samson and Delilah at Hermosa Beach on October 2nd. Third one is Battle of the Bay, which is WNBF in Fremont, California on October 17th. They are sponsoring Muscle Mayhem on October 30th. And then they are doing WNBF Worlds. That's the big one. And that is in Las Vegas this year. That is going to be on November 22nd. So having personally used many spray tanning services for all of my competitions, photo shoots, and vacations, because, hey, I'm just a pale Montana ranch kid. I could really use a tan. I was first introduced to them when Bo and I, my brother, competed at the Hollywood Supernatural in Los Angeles, which is where Paradise Airbrush Tanning is based. My favorite thing about their tan is not only how it looks that day, but how well it looks the next day and how it fades evenly over time. Because when you suffer months of overtraining, in some cases, 4 hours a day, 1,500 calories a day for the last couple of weeks to get as shredded as you absolutely can, man, you got to capture the moment and being in the best as aesthetic shape of your life. So why would you want your tan to only last the day of the show, right? Most bodybuilders look better the next day of the show anyway. I'm usually the same. So a tan can make or break your performance on stage as a bodybuilder. And when I say bodybuilding, I mean everything under the bodybuilding umbrella. And that is physique, bikini, open bodybuilding, all categories. So the day of the show, it's a good professional tan. Your guys' tan is, and it shows the judges all the hard work that the athlete puts in. But personally, I take a shower the next morning, and then like half of the tan, the really dark coat, comes off. So I'm left with a very natural looking tan, which is actually perfect for photos and videos. Muscle Beach and Bo's in my case. those are some good times. So in the words of Mark McCormick, all things being equal, people will do business with a friend, and all things not being equal, people will still do business with a friend. And what I mean by that is when Taylor and I used Paradise Airbrush Tanning services, the most enjoyable part was getting to know Taryn and Marco. They have a lot in common with Taylor and me because we're business owners that work with our spouses. Taryn has an absolute heart of gold. She's a very smart businesswoman and knows the science, long-term effects, and best practices around all things tanning. We're honored to have her on our show and dive deep into these topics. So if you're a competitor, have a big vacation coming up, perhaps something that you're getting in shape for, and have any reason for a spray tan, can't go wrong with these guys. You can find more on airbrushtanning.com, which is their website. I'm going to put links to these in the description, as well as they have an Instagram page and an awesome YouTube channel. So, Mrs. Luquin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So your products are sunless.
Yes.
No sun. So how is this healthier for you than prolonged sun experience and like tanning beds and stuff?
Well, when you go sunless, when you're having sunless product is basically you're getting the color from the product, but it doesn't have any UV rays in it. So there's nothing in the sunless products that can cause possible cancer, such as melanoma. It's healthier too in the sunless products because a lot of sunless products contain like for instance, my sunless products, they all contain plant and fruit extracts, along with some anti-aging ingredients too. Because I mean, like nowadays, the big craze is hyaluronic acid, and a lot of people like that. So I decided, you know what, let's put that into sunless products as well.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot healthier. I mean, if you want a tan, it's so much healthier just to get a spray tan or use a sunless product compared to using a tanning bed. Because honestly, every time you use a tanning bed, I've heard people say, you know, oh, it cleared up my acne. The tanning beds are great. Clears up my acne on my face. And yes, it does. It can do that, but there's a downfall with that too. The downfall is the rise of skin cancer. And honestly, when you get to that point, it is really, really tough, you know, to prevent. It causes sunspots too. A lot of people, they like to go out in the sun. The sun, you know, when you go out in the sun and lay out a lot, you're going to end up getting sunspots on your skin. So, and those are really, from what I've seen, they're really, really hard to get rid of. It's like it's almost impossible to get rid of those sunspots because a lot of my clients that have them, they've tried to get rid of the sunspots and so far nothing's helping them.
Yeah. Wow. So is a tanning bed basically like a very condensed amount of sun exposure? I've heard it explained that way. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
It is. It has your UV rays. So you have your UVA ray, you have your UVB and your UVCs. The tanning beds, they do have UV rays, kind of like that of the sun, which is why, you know, the tanning beds, though, you're like in this little pod, you know, and those rays are very, very close to you. Now, I used the tanning beds like maybe a couple of times and it didn't get me tan one bit. It actually turned me red like a lobster. So I'm like, all right, that's enough with that. No more. Because I used to work at a tanning salon back in the days, like back in 2005. I used to work in a tanning salon. And so customers would come up to me and be like, well, how does this tanning bed work? How does this tanning bed work? I'm like, I honestly couldn't give them an answer, you know, because I'd never been in a tanning bed. So decided to educate myself with the tanning beds and decided to use each one. We had like 6 at the time. And I used each one. I didn't even put the timer on full blast, you know, only like 2-3 minutes. But those 2-3 minutes, you know, that like, yeah, no, can't do it. It was too hot. It's like, I'm getting red. I'm not getting tan. I didn't even use them all in one day. You know, I used like one bed on one day. A couple of weeks later, I would use another bed, you know, for a couple of minutes, you know, and it's like, yeah, I didn't get tan though. So it's like, all right.
Right. So the tanning beds are very well known for negative health effects that they have. Is there anything positive about it? Because like when you get in the sun, it helps with your hormones and your circadian rhythm and everything, and there's vitamin D. Like, are there any health benefits that you would get from the tanning bed just like that? Or?
Vitamin D, it definitely can give you vitamin D, but I mean, like I say, that's probably about it. Well, no, actually, there's one other thing. Back in the days, your old school bodybuilders would go in the tanning beds to get some color for their competition, but also to do water depletion too as well.
Oh.
So when you're in the tanning bed, you sweat a lot. You sweat a lot of water out.
Yeah.
And that's what the old school bodybuilders did back in the days. So I mean, there's benefits to it, but there's also a negative to it. The negative would be sunspots and possible melanoma skin cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything in life, though, you know, you have your good, you know, you have this, and it could be good for you, but then there could be downfall to it.
Right. I'm just trying to justify it somehow. Awesome. So it looks like most, if not all, of your sponsored shows are natural federations. Do you have a particular love for natural bodybuilding?
Me personally, I'm like, you know, I believe we have one body. We need to treat it like a temple. It's the only body we have. So, you know, we need to protect it, clean eating, exercise. I'd rather be one of those people that is 72 years old, 82 years old, 90 in good, healthy shape compared to not exercising, not eating clean, and then being in a wheelchair. I want to take care of my body as much as possible. So natural shows, I believe, I'm very, very, I don't even take aspirins when I get a headache, honestly.
Yeah, I'm the same way. What's the biggest mistake, getting into competition topics now, what's the biggest mistake that you see bodybuilding competitors make in regards to their contest prep? Because I'm sure you've never, ever seen anyone mess up their tan.
Honestly, so what I see being a spray tan artist, okay, I can easily tell who got the salon tan, who got their competition tan from an amateur, and who got their tan from a professional. I can easily tell also what solution they have on their body. So I can tell, oh, yeah, that girl got Pro Tan. Oh, she got Jantana. Oh, we got Dream Tan over here. We got Power Comp over here. It's just something that I've picked up over the years. It's like when you're a spray tan artist, you notice all these little things, that just like, oh, I didn't know that before, but now I do. But yeah, honestly, I see competitors. The mistake that they do is they think their coach will tell them, all right, you need a tan for the show. Or hopefully the coaches say you need a competition tan, But if they do, they'll tell their competitors or their athletes, go get a tan for the show on this day and this day. So in the competitor's mind, for like newbies, they think, oh, okay, I got to go to a salon and get a tan. Now, here's the thing with salons. Salons will tell you that they do competition tanning. A lot of them do say that, but they actually don't. Now, I'm not saying all salons, but some of them do because I've seen this. And what they do is they get their darkest tanning solution and they give the competitor a couple of coats, maybe 4 coats in one day. And then they'll say, okay, go back and come back, come back tomorrow and we'll give you another 4 coats. And they'll call that a competition tan. But the thing is, a competition tan is different than regular spray tanning solution. It's much darker as far as the bronzers go. The bronzers are what makes a competition tan. Regular tanning solution, the bronzers aren't as dark. So that's why a salon has to give you a couple of coats to make it a competition tan, even though it's not even dark enough. So that's why I tell all competitors, when you go to a salon, make sure you ask them, what do you use for a competition tan? What solution do you use for a competition tan? And if they do not say Gentana, Pro Tan, Norvell Blackout, Power Comp, Dream Tan, then you know what? Don't even bother.
Yeah.
Because you're risking your tan and the points that you'll be getting on stage. You can get docked.
Yeah, the darkest spray tan that I've ever got that wasn't a competition tan. It was just for fun. It was just a free tan because of for my birthday. I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I'll get a spray tan. And I got the darkest one they had, and it's nowhere near as dark as what you need to have for a competition.
Yeah, and that's, like I say, that's a thing. I see a lot of competitors. Oh yeah, I got this tan at the salon. I actually will tell competitors. I'll go up to competitors if they haven't tanned with me, and I see them being on the light side, I'll go up to them and educate them on competition tanning. I'll say, hey, where'd you get your tan from? Oh, I got it from a salon. Okay, can I make a few suggestions? Make sure you ask them a competition tan and name these products and ask them if they use these products for their competition tanning. It's all about education. It's honestly all about education when it comes to competition tanning and competitors. That's why you probably see me on Facebook a lot, educating, having Facebook posts, educating competitors about competition tanning.
Mm-hmm. It's very clear that you have a passion to help, and you want to add value with the product that you have. It's just not, it's not a sale. It's a lot more than that. You want them to be educated, to know how to use it, and to perform well.
Exactly. Because, a lot of times fitness competitors, it's like they trust a salon or somebody who does spray tanning. They trust, even the sponsored tanner, they're like, I need a tan, I need a competition tan. They're trusting that person to give them what they need, but they're not educated.
Right.
It's like they don't know. They're like, okay, well, they say they do competition tanning at the salon, so they must do it. So I'm going to trust them and give me a tan. And then they walk out and they're like so light.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like I say, it's all about education when it comes to competition tanning. Yeah. For me, it's not about a sale. It's about educating and making sure that competitor looks great with their competition tan when they go out on stage.
Yeah. So most people that are unfamiliar with the sport of bodybuilding are quite shocked to see how dark, especially white athletes like myself, have to get. And why do you have to get so dark to see the muscles pop and to see all that detail?
So what happens is the muscles, an athlete already has the package, like as far as, the conditioning, the physique already. Mm-hmm. The tan makes their muscles stand out more, along with the glaze. Some athletes put on glaze, some don't. A little bit of glaze brings out those muscles more. But also stage lighting too. So when you have a light tan and you go out there under stage lighting, those stage lights actually washes you out, and it hides the package that you've worked so hard for. So for instance, if let's say you didn't get a spray tan, a competition tan, and you're like, oh, I didn't have time to get a competition tan, but you have a competition coming up, and you don't have time. So you just go out on stage and do your stuff on there. Well, what's going to happen is all that hard work you did, stage lighting, it's going to go ahead and wash you out some. So your muscles aren't going to stand out more like they would with a competition tan. That's why it's very, very important to get a dark competition tan. Competitors, it's all about the stage. It's all about the stage lighting when it comes to competition tans. Mm-hmm. You don't want to look washed out without one.
Yeah. And even day-to-day aesthetics too. I had some of my friends at the gym compliment my physique this week, and I was like, I looked the exact same as I did the week before, and the week before that, I literally just got tanner.
Right? Yeah, spray tan does everything. It makes everything like, wow, this looks like so much better with the spray tan on. Even with, regular spray tan, it's just competition tan. Competitors have to go really dark because of the stage lighting.
Cool. How can people make if you're a competitor or not, just in general, how can you make your spray tan last longer and have it as long as you can?
Aftercare. So for a competitor, non-competitor, once you get that tan, you want to go ahead and take care of it, and you want to use the proper aftercare for it. So for instance, after you get your tan, you wash it off and all that good stuff, you want to moisturize. Moisturizing is the key to having keeping the longevity of the spray tan. Now, you don't want to, when you're bathing, you don't want to do anything as far as like scrubbing it in the bath. When you're bathing, you don't want to use any loofahs or anything like that. That's going to exfoliate your tan off, because then that will go ahead and cause streaks, make it blotchy. But moisturizing, that's pretty much the key to keeping a long-lasting tan. Moisturize twice a day. I think in Washington, what's the weather like up there? Dry, very dry, like California.
Compared to California, that's a good question. I mean, we have everything up here. Certainly have seasons, and it'll rain, it'll stop, it'll rain, it'll stop, it'll rain, it'll stop. That's how it goes.
Moisture. I mean, even in Washington, twice a day, moisturize twice a day. Because what happens is if you don't moisturize twice a day, and your tan, your skin will go ahead and exfoliate faster because it's so dry. And if you have a spray tan with that on your skin, that's going to exfoliate quicker as well. So that's where, you know, if you want to keep a tan going, go ahead and moisturize twice a day. Also, you could also keep up a tan, make it last longer by using like a tanning extender, tanning lotion. You can go ahead and do that too. Those help a tremendous amount.
I'll write that one down. Yeah. What did I just buy? I just bought a mousse off your website, right?
Yes. Yeah. I believe you just bought a mousse.
Great. And that one is, that's just something that people can use without having to spray, they can just apply it themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So like the winter time, you know, if you're just showing like your arms, you know, then you just apply it on your arms, you know, if you're going to be covered up in pants all the time, you know, summertime, if you're doing, you know, shorts and tank tops, then you could put the mousse on your legs, you know, and your arms, where have you.
Or if somebody specifically wanted the farmer tan look, you could just put it on your arms.
That is true too. I just want on my arms. I don't want, you know, forget the top part.
Yeah. The sun alone just doesn't do it, even if you're in the sun a lot, because like you always have something that you can't hit with it. And like for me, my legs especially, it's like that's kind of like my best body part that I have. And so being in the sun, like getting enough sun on my legs, on my thighs, is like impossible unless I just want to look like a clown everywhere I go. So
well, sometimes some people, so because of that, a lot of people have certain parts of their bodies that don't tan as well as other parts of their bodies. Like for instance, my stomach does not tan at all. I mean, I can spray tan my stomach, but it doesn't get as dark as everywhere else I would spray. Even though I'm doing the same amount of color, you know, the same amount of coats, like my legs will tan, but my stomach doesn't. So what I do is I give my stomach, you know, an extra coat or two, you know, to go ahead and make up for it not tanning. On some of my clients, their chest doesn't tan as well, but everything else tans very good. And so what I do is I give them an extra, you know, coat on. I give them an extra coat on their chest. So, like for instance, for the mousse, if your legs don't tan well, give your legs a little bit of an extra coat with the mousse.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for that. I can't wait till that gets in. Okay. So the entrepreneur in me would like to ask you a couple business questions, if that's okay.
Sure.
Cool. So the first one is, what was the most challenging part of getting Paradise Airbrush Tanning off the ground? Because you guys are pretty big right now. Have several locations, and
we have grown. So how we did it, well, how that started. So back in 2005, how it all started was 2005. I worked in the tanning salon. Tanning salon only had the beds. They had a booth, which is the spray tan booth where you stand in there, it sprays you, you turn, sprays you, turns, you know, nobody doing with the gun. And then that tanning salon decided they wanted to offer spray tanning. So I helped them out with that. You know, spray tanning came actually naturally for me because I airbrush in arts, which is really, really fun. But shortly after the tanning salon offered spray tanning, they ended up closing their doors for personal reasons. It's like, okay. So I thought, I'm going to go mobile. I don't want to own a salon because I don't want overhead. I'm going to go mobile. And so I did. I went ahead and looked into tanning equipment. I looked into tanning solutions. I've tested out a lot of tanning solutions in the past, you know, but I wasn't happy with what I tested out because I always found something wrong with each one of them. And so I decided, you know what, I want to make my own. Let's see if I can make my own to my liking. And of course, I put myself in my client's shoes. Well, what would the client want? It's not about what I want, you know. This is what I want, but what does the client want? And so I decided to make my own tanning solution. And I like tans to be brown, not orange, not like reddish, but on the brown side. And so that's when I started Paradise Airbrush Tanning. And then shortly after, I started a tanning line too as well. Now, when I started getting clients, lo and behold, I used actually Craigslist to do it. All things. Craigslist was big back then. It was big. And, you know, this was like before it went weird, you know. But I used Craigslist and advertised like crazy on Craigslist. And Honestly, I got people that answered my ads and wanted spray tans. And then that actually went from that went into word of mouth. But I also took it up a step a notch, and I did guerrilla marketing. Now, guerrilla marketing is like, I mean, it's old school, but it still works even to this day. What I did was I went into salons and introduced myself, offered my services, told them the benefits of it, and told them how it goes hand in hand with what they do. Of course, I went to the salons that didn't offer spray tanning, but back then spray tanning wasn't even popular then. It was just barely breaking out into the industry. And I went to dance studios, I went to wedding shops. I mean, I did a lot of footwork on that. And that brought me in clients as well. I did bridal shows. That brought me in clients as well. Of course, you have to pay like $200, $250 for a bridal booth. But you know what? It's about getting your name out there.
Yeah.
And all of that worked. Now we have social media, which is great. Social media is awesome. So now I advertise on social media, Instagram, Facebook, The thing is, you have to keep in mind, though, as an entrepreneur, social media is big, but don't leave money on the table, because we got to remember, not everybody is on social media. Your older generation, let's say a person that's in their 50s, they might not be on social media. Lately, I've get a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of new clients. A lot of new clients have been telling me, I always ask my new clients, how did you find out about my company? And they'll say, I Googled. Oh, you found me on Google. Awesome. Right now, I've been getting a lot of new clients from Google search, which is really important. So like, as far as like any business owner goes, as far as a business owner, it's great to get your name, get yourself out on Google My Business. Put your website out there. That way, when people search for your business, they're like, oh, okay, spray tanning. Awesome. And of course, when you're putting your business out there too, you have to do your SEO, search engine optimization. That's very important too. So for instance, you have a website, right?
I do. Supersetyourlife.com.
Awesome. There you go. So or if you have people working for doing your website for you, make sure they're doing the SEOs. So when people say, personal trainer in Vancouver, that's what they'll type in, and you already have that as your SEO tags, you're going to pop up. Like for my SEO tags, because I do my own websites, and I do my own website because me personally, I like to have control over it. So if I want to add something or take something out or revamp it, I have that control to do it whatever time, whatever day I want. But search engine optimization is very important. And when my business grew, that's when, I thought I can do it all by myself, to be honest. It's impossible to do a business all by yourself. You're going to need help. And that's when I hired, because I started doing my spray tanning in Los Angeles for mobile tanning. But then people in Orange County were calling me. So I was driving back and forth. And I thought, oh my goodness, my clientele's growing, and I'm here driving back and forth. Don't get me wrong, I never minded the drive, but I thought I'm going to have to hire more people, which I did. And so now I have 6 people that I've hired, and they actually help me. I have about three in LA County and 3 in Orange County that help me with my business, which is great. And of course, 7, let's include Marco. We got to include Marco. He tans people as well. So yeah, guys that call us, that need a spray tan, I'll send Marco to go ahead and go do that. But for your business, you're going to definitely need, if you're offering, let's say, products, like we distribute products out to people, like such as the tanning mousse, the tan extender, what have you, and tanning solution. So I couldn't do it all by myself because I'm out tanning people. So that's when I had to hire a shipping team to help me out with that. And so Marco's included with the shipping. He does the shipping. He's part of the shipping team as well. And they go ahead and fill the orders and all that. So like for your business, if you have orders, you're going to need Taylor to go ahead and help you for that. It's all about teamwork doing that. Have like a little assembly line, a process going on, especially if you have like an extra, like if you have an empty room, have like, okay, shipping's going to be here, products are going to be here, and just have an assembly line going there. And it works really good, just be specific on what you want Taylor to do.
Right.
Like Marco, I have him in charge of, he's part of the shipping team, and him and other people. And I have them doing, processing the orders, shipping out the orders. I don't do any of that stuff, unless they're like swamped and I'm like, okay, I'll try to help you guys out if I can, I'll try to jump in there and help them, but it's all about teamwork though. So, you and Taylor can definitely do it by yourselves, but when your business grows, you're going to probably need more people.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a partner right now that's extremely helpful, Bennett.
There you go.
Yeah, he does all of our market research, and so he's keeping me up to date on like what our competitors are doing, how much they're charging, how much we think that we can sell our products for, and he's brilliant. He was explaining to me that McDonald's they lose money on a lot of their like $1 deals here and there, but they make 99 cents for every dollar that they sell their sodas for. So they come in for the burger and they know they're going to lose money on it, but the sodas are just literally cost like a penny for the soda. It's not even real.
Yeah. Right. But keep in mind though. So keep in mind, one thing I've learned, because I majored in business marketing. It's actually my major, my degree. And with that, I've always learned that if you charge high prices, you're going to get low volume.
Mm-hmm.
If you charge don't charge. I'm not saying, keep the prices very, very, very low, because then people are going to be like, okay, why is he so inexpensive? What's wrong with this product? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't price your products too high, because then people will be like, okay, let me go ahead. And as you know, everybody is always about saving money.
Mm-hmm.
People are all about saving money and trying to find, if you find something that you like, you're like, oh, let's see if I can go on Amazon and see if I can get it cheaper. People are always going to do that. Yeah. They do that in spray tans. My spray tans are probably the least expensive spray tans in Orange County and LA County. And I get a lot of clients because of that. And my new clients will tell me your prices are amazing, because I've searched for spray tanning and I found mobile spray tanning, and they were going to charge me $80 for a spray tan. That's too expensive, to be honest, because to me, that's like price gouging, price your products kind of like in the middle, a little bit, not low, not high, but somewhere in the middle, and you'll get clients, definitely. Because a lot of people, they're like, oh, why am I not getting any clients? Why am I not getting any customers? Okay, well, let's look at your prices. What are your prices like?
Yeah.
Like I think McDonald's has like they used to have like a buy one get one free type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is super helpful. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, for
what
me,
I do is on Tuesdays and Mondays, I'll have a Friends Tan Free. Now, here's the reason why. Friends Tan Free. So Friends Tan Free. So if I'm tanning somebody that's paying the regular price for a spray tan, and they'll go ahead and invite a friend to spray tan with them. So that friend can split the cost of it, or, have a free tan. The purpose for that is to gain clientele. So for instance, if let's say, I'm just going to make up a name, Haley books a tan with me on a Monday or Tuesday, and it's Friends Tan Free. I'll maybe have it out on a Monday or Tuesday, Friends Tan Free. So bring a friend. Well, that friend, is most likely going to get a spray tan because it's free.
Yeah.
And they're going to think, well, okay, you know, a lot of people, they're like, no, I don't want a spray tan because they probably had a bad experience from it in the past, you know, so turned them orange or what have you, you know, they got an inexperienced spray tan artist tanning them. So, you know, like, okay, I'm done with spray tanning. But they may have a change of heart if it's free, you know. So Haley would bring the friend to spray tan with them. That friend would get a free spray tan. That friend will like it, you know, because obviously, you know, they're going with an experienced spray tanner, hopefully. And then that friend will go ahead and come back as a paying client. That's how you get new clients. Offer them something free to get them in the door, and then they'll end up being a paying client.
Just like selling crack.
There you go. Yeah, but I mean,
and the person that gets a tan too, like everybody's gonna notice their tan. Like, wow, you look amazing. Like, oh yeah, Paradise Airbrush Tanning.
Exactly. Like on my business cards, a good business strategy that I use on my business cards, on the back of my business cards, I have a referral thing. So it has the referred by and then referred to. So the person that I give the business card to, the client that I give the business card to, I'll tell them, here's my business card. You know, if you refer a friend or somebody to get a spray tan, go ahead and write your name on there and write their name on the card and give that card to your friend or whoever wants a spray tan. And if they tan with me, they get $10 off their tan and you get $10 off your tan. So it's a win-win situation for everybody.
I love it. Sounds like it.
And you could also do that with personal training too.
Yeah.
Refer a friend, you know. If you like my trainings, if you like my personal training, my meal plan, you know, refer a friend. And if they come in and train with me, they get a discount and you get a discount too on your next training package.
Yeah, I do something like that, very, very similar to that on our training packages.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And it works really, really, really well. The thing to business though, it's about marketing, because you could be the best in your field, the best in your niche, but if you're not marketing, you're not going to sell.
Right.
People will be like, who's this person? Same thing with like promoting on Instagram, promoting on Facebook. You have to be consistent about it. You literally got to post like 3 to 5 times a week, you know, you're what you offer, you know, because if you post like one time, you know, and then a couple of weeks later, you're going to post again. People are like, who's this person? They're going to forget who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been definitely to my detriment. I have too big of a heart, I guess. And I've had clients telling me like, you should be charging more for this. You really need to be charging more. Like this is worth a lot more than what you charged me. And I'm like, I can't do it. And Taylor and
you don't mind me asking, what do you charge?
Oh, I don't want to. It's changing right now, so it doesn't matter. But
Okay.
Taylor and I did a budget, and we were like, this is killing us. Like I really need to be charging what I should be. I don't know what that's going to be yet. So, but anybody that is currently a client, I'm not going to raise those prices. You know, it's just going to be what's industry standard for what I do, and it's
grandfathered in.
Yeah, it's going to be for our new clients.
Yeah.
Everybody that I've been training, it's like we'll just keep it there.
That's what I do. Like if I raise my prices for spray tans, you know, I'll grandfather people in.
Yeah, it's like, how can you go back to that person and say, look, you know, to be an awkward conversation.
It can be, you know, but at the same time, though, I mean, I'm like you. I don't have a heart type thing, you know, to be like, you know, but like for me, cost of products go up, you know. If my chemist says, okay, we're going to be charging you this much, you know, as of today, you know, the prices are going to be going up, which I actually found that out. I got an email the other day, and one of my chemists were like, prices are going to be changing on this and this and this and this. I'm like, ooh, okay. It's not by much, but it's like, all right, some things I can raise my prices on, some things I can't. Like, and I'm talking about like spray tanning supplies, not the we call it the tanning solution. That has gone up in the past though for me. And so it's like, all right, I got to raise my prices because spray tanning solution has gone up a lot, you know. But sometimes like things that I sell, like hair caps, sticky feet, tanning tents, sometimes those go up too as well. So it's like once I get that email, I'm like, darn it. I hate raising my prices, to be honest.
Oh, I hate it too. Like we're gonna have to our second generation skull shaped dumbbells and curl bars. They're all gonna have to be at least a little, if hopefully not too much more. But man, like rubber prices, we're making them all rubber coated now, so you can drop them on the floor and they'll just bounce. You know, so they'll be safe and you can work out.
Nice.
Yeah, not necessarily need to have like gym flooring to work out at, because most people don't have it at home. But steel prices are changing every single day, and we don't want to import. We don't want to go to China. We're really set on having everything made in the USA. It's something that we take a lot of pride in, and everything's just changing all the time. And so the more diversity, the better. That's why we're like, oh man, these personal training packages that I'm doing are super helpful, because then we do have a dip in sales or something, or something happens to our suppliers say, hey, we have to charge you more for your bars and more for your plates and everything that you buy from us. It's like, at least we don't have all of our eggs in one basket, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. And remember, you know, to gain more revenue, add some spray tanning on there too as well.
Oh yeah, we will be doing that.
Add some spray tanning. You could actually, I mean, you as a coach, do you go, like, if somebody's doing a competition, and do you go with them to their shows if it's local?
Oh yeah. If somebody's competing, I'm there.
Oh, awesome. See, like, you're the it guy. You are that person that takes care of your client in all the ways needed for competitions. The meal prep, the coaching, the posing, the tan. You're that guy.
Well, if I'm coaching somebody too, I don't trust anybody else to do all that stuff. I'm like, no, if I'm getting you dieted down and everything look on stage, and you're telling the world that I put you on that stage, like, you're going to look good, and hopefully you're going to win. So
exactly. Same thing with the spray tan, you know, make them look good with the spray tan too, you know, because you don't want to be like, okay, go get a spray tan at the salon and they get a light tan, you know, it's like, oh, that's not good for the stage, you know?
Yeah.
That's like you putting your name on that person, you know? That's why it's best that if you do the tan, you know exactly what they need.
Every time I tag you guys in my posts, I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure this is a good picture too, because like I'm representing their brand. So
thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, we love your posts. Posts are awesome.
Cool. If you had to go back and start all over, what's one thing that you would do differently?
One thing that I would do differently, try to not do everything by myself. Delegate my workout. For me, it's like a control thing, you know, it's like, I want to do it all. I want to, be in control with my business at all times, you know, because I'm more of a,
you care so much about it. It's just natural. You want to make sure it's done right. And if somebody else like it, it's hard to not look over their shoulder.
Oh, it is so, it is so hard, because that's your baby that that's your baby that you've built, you know, from ground up, you know, and it's like, you want everything, you want it to be, for me, it's like, there's no room for errors type of thing, even though errors are okay, because, you know, that's how we learn. And actually, that's how I learned too. I didn't delegate back in the days, and I was doing everything by myself, you know, and, you know, then I was getting burnt out, you know, so I'm like, all right, I'll go ahead and, you know, Marco, can you help me, please? And he would totally, he's like, what do you need? What do you need? And then we grew, and it's like, all right, we're going to have to delegate even more because we saw ourselves spending so much time where we could actually be making money, more money, you know? And so, we delegated some more. And if I could go back in time, I would have done that a long, long time ago, but I didn't. But then eventually I did. And it's like, now everything like runs smoothly now, which is great. So don't get burnt out. Don't not get burnt out in your business. And I haven't in the longest time, which is great, you know, but everything's like discipline. Everything's like, you got to do things in a disciplined way. Make sure you're getting your proper sleep too.
Yeah.
Make sure you're eating well. Make sure you're, getting your, don't spend so much time on your business, because then you're going to need a break and be like, okay, I need something different now. I need a change of scenery here. Put in your recreation time, your workout time.
Yeah.
Me, I got to go to the gym when I'm working on my business. I love it, but I make sure I throw in my gym time, because for me, the gym, it gives me clarity.
Mhm.
It's like my thinking zone type of thing. It's like, oh, all these ideas come to my mind.
Yeah.
When I go to sleep, the ideas come to my mind, which is great.
Because Taylor and I just had COVID recently, and I still didn't miss a workout. I worked out every single day. I didn't even take a rest day, and she was like, "You need to stop working out to get over this." And I was like, "I know I'm not supposed to be working out right now, but if I don't work out, I will literally lose my mind. Like, these workouts are happening, and they were some of the worst workouts I've ever had, but it's still better than no workout." I'm like, I'm either gonna feel miserable and work out, or I'm gonna feel miserable and lay in bed. And
That's true. You know what though? How did you feel when you were working out when you had COVID?
horrible, miserable.
Really?
Yeah.
Worse than compared to you when you weren't working out having COVID, or?
Well, I was only working out every day, so I didn't have a rest day. So are you asking like how did I feel in my workout compared to like later in the day when I wasn't working out?
Well, no, the reason why I ask is because they say like when you have COVID, you want to keep your body going. So to keep your lungs going, so the COVID doesn't get, because COVID is like a respiratory thing type thing.
Right.
They say when you get COVID, you want to keep yourself moving and going, because if you're laying in bed, it's going to attack you. The COVID's going to attack you even more. It can. Right. Which I've actually heard some people say that. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like if I get a cold, and I'm like, oh, I have a cold, I don't feel good. But when I'm moving around, it's like, for some reason, I feel a little better.
Yeah, physically, the mornings were the worst. But mentally, halfway through the day is when I hit a wall.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But the workouts, just to your point, mental clarity, that's, they needed to happen. So
yeah,
you basically just answered this next question that I was going to ask you, our last question, which is a superset is when you alternate between two different muscles.
Yeah.
And exercises for opposite muscles, which actually makes you better at both exercise. So Taylor and I have found that exercise itself to be a superset that enhances everything else in life, relationships, business. So has fitness been a foundational component for you in your life as well?
Yes, discipline. Through fitness, I found discipline, balance. And so, yeah, the superset where you work on one muscle group and then you go on to the next one. Is that what you're talking about, the superset side?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what I do at the gym, even though they say only work out legs.
You train in supersets anyway.
With supersets, when I go to the gym, it's like, they say only work out one muscle group at a time. Oh. I tend to work out more. It's like, that's boring to me.
Yeah. But
it teaches me fitness. It's a way of discipline. It's discipline for me. It's a lifestyle. I want to be healthy, because if I'm not healthy, I'm going to be bad in being productive in my business. If I'm not healthy, I'm going to be bad on taking care of others, such as giving people spray tans. If I'm sick, I'm not good for my clients. And my clients are like, oh no, you can't tan me today. I understand. But I try to keep myself as healthy as possible. And so that's why I'm disciplined on that aspect of, going to the gym, eating right, exercising. I'll admit, COVID was hard though. I never had the COVID, but it's just the whole lockdown things. It's like, oh, I did not feel motivated to do anything. Life actually got boring. Marco and I, we actually, because the gyms were closed down here and everything, Marco and I, we actually turned the garage into a gym. So he split it. he split the garage in half, and so one half of the garage is the man cave, and the other half is the gym. So we're like, okay, we got a Bowflex, we got some dumbbells, we got some free weights. Oh, this is great. We got a spin bike. Awesome.
Super lucky that you had all that stuff too, because we got on the buying used equipment game too late. There's a 600% increase in the cost of used gym equipment. So that's where Skullbellz came from. I'm like, I'm going to make a whole bunch of dumbbells and a whole bunch of barbells and make my own gym, and everything's going to have a skull on it.
There you go. Yeah, honestly, fitness equipment has gone up a lot during the shutdown. I mean, everybody was buying those. We got those Peloton bikes. And Mark was like, "Oh, I'd like to get a Peloton bike, but I think I could do it by myself." I'm like, "How are you gonna do that?" He found an app on his phone that has like the Peloton workouts, and so he attached it on his bike, on his spin bike, and I'm like, well, there you go, makeshift Peloton bike. And he would do his workouts there during a class. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, hold on, hon, hold on. I'm in a class. Oh, okay.
Mm.
But I was like, you go, boy. Awesome. It was pretty cool though. But yeah, equipment has gone up like crazy. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, discipline, supersets, discipline. You can put on all these hats to do what you need to do, you know? I mean, it's just making time for it too. You have to just like you make time for the gym, you have to make time for your business. You have to make time for your relationships. I mean, and honestly, it's all about doing it, not just saying it, but actually doing it, because it's easier said than done, you know?
Right.
But it's just, and also you just don't know what life's going to throw at you too.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared for whatever comes your way.
I think we've all learned that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, I was actually offered a tanning salon, and when I first started my business, I'm very analytical, and so I always think of the what ifs before doing anything. And don't get me wrong, I believe in taking risks, but a calculated, safe risk.
Yeah.
You have different risks. You have your high risk, you have your medium risk, you have your calculated risks, you have your safe risks. I like taking safe risks, you know. But the thing is, when I was offered the salon, I declined it because, and this was actually recently I was offered, you know, to take over at least on a salon. It's just, I just couldn't see myself doing it because of the overhead. It's like, in me, if I'm going to pay a big rent to somebody, it's going to be to my mortgage or car payments, you know? And I just thought, no, I can't do that. I'd rather be mobile, because being mobile, I can go ahead and keep that money and put that money back into my business instead of giving it to a third person.
Smart.
But yeah, calculated risk, safe risk is always good though. But COVID has taught me throughout when we had that lockdown and the COVID, yeah, all that came into mind. It's like, no, I've seen a lot of people lose their businesses, and it's just so sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't wish that upon anybody, especially, I don't wish that upon anybody. Like, it's funny because a lot of like personal trainers were going to people's homes and training them because they couldn't do it at the gym. It's like, not bad.
I was doing that for a while, and then I was like, man, like, this is not worth my time. The gas, the traffic, no, I'm done.
I'll say, when you're going to somebody's home to do it, you want to raise your prices for that, compared to a gym. But I mean,
yeah, but you know who you're talking to.
Yeah. People during the COVID, I have to work out. I have to. Can you please come to me? I have a gym at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen personal trainers going to the gym. Same thing with like nail salons. Nail salons were doing mobile nails too. With the shutdown, I'm like, well, good for you. I mean, the COVID has actually taught a lot of people to kind of redefine their business sense aspects. So now people are like, oh, I could do this now. I can, I've done mobile with nails, with what have you. Now I can incorporate that with my business now, even though I'm opened up.
Yeah, redefine your business and redefine yourself, really.
Exactly. It's like you learn new things, which is awesome, you know?
Whenever I get injured, I have to figure out how to work around it, and it doesn't really happen anymore because I'm not ego lifting like I used to. I'm like one of the weakest guys in the gym. I have some of the biggest legs in the gym, but I swear I'm have the weakest legs in the gym. But whenever I get injured, it's like I have to figure out how to work around it, and then I I discover all these exercises that I never would have tried otherwise, like sissy squats. When I hurt my hips, a sissy squat is a quadricep isolation exercise that really puts a lot of strain on the kneecap area, but it's very effective at building the teardrops of the quads. So it's like things like that, and like hack squats. It's like I never would have been doing hack squats if I like wasn't able to do low bar squats. So it's all about getting creative and making it work, making it happen.
Oh yeah, it's all about, you know, creativity, things that you never thought you would do. It's like, oh wow, I'm doing this now. This is awesome. This is something I can incorporate with my workouts.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, Taryn, it has been an absolute pleasure. I respect you, and want to thank you so much. Good luck to that gentleman that is competing with your tan this weekend, Mr. Robert Hale. Excited to hear how he does. I'm gonna follow up on that and see how he looks. I'm sure he looks awesome. But yeah, there's so much valuable information here. So many more topics than I thought we were gonna get into. So I know this is gonna be really valuable for a lot of people. And I just want to say thank you so much. We'll be in.
Thank you.
About when we finally get our gym open, getting some tanning involved with that, and we'll be talking soon.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us on this episode. If you found this helpful or entertaining, we ask if you would please share this with a friend. That would be awesome. We'd love to hear what you think of the show, so any ratings and reviews are very much appreciated. We do have a new episode every single Saturday morning. That is our commitment to you. So please subscribe so that you do not miss those. Thanks again. God bless you. Bye-bye.